And we're back at it again on this Tuesday, February 13th, the day before Valentine's. Yeah, whatever. On the wrong chair. I gotta switch chairs. Look at me talking away and not having my what's going on with me this morning? Not having my volume up. Anyways, as I was saying, I guess because I was sitting on the I had my music up so loud I didn't realize I was on the squeaky chair. So good morning, Tuesday, February 13th. Welcome back to the room. Good morning, Shante. Good morning, Maureen. Good morning, Rita. Shante, aren't you in Carrico? I sure saw a picture of you up in Carrico in your costume. Where are you? Anyways, Melvin, good morning, bro. What up? Good morning, Anasha. Good morning, Julianne. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Shantae makes sense tagging Marisol. Last I checked, Marisol outside having the time of his life. And we probably will see him next week, God's will, because he's going to need about 2 to 3 business days to recover from whatever he's been indulging in for the past couple days. Anyways, good morning, Kizzy. Morning, Ardon, Kujo, Jackie, Douglas, Adams. Good morning. Good morning to my friends in the US. Wow, what lovely weather you guys got up there. Meantime, we're wearing these. Oh, you're in Trinidad. I thought you were in Carriacou. Yeah, what lovely weather you guys have up there, man. I'm seeing snow, snow, and more snow. Y'all don't complain when it's summer, all right? So suck it up. Nobody cares about you being cold. But yeah, lovely weather you guys have up there. Lovely weather indeed you guys got going on up there. Good morning, Keisha McFarlane. Debbie Crony, good morning. Morning, Ingrid, Sharon, good morning. Ricky, pick up yourself. Hearing me nice and clear? Great. Lisa, good morning. How y'all coping with this remote thingy from home this morning with y'all kids home? Nurse Sarana, good morning. Morning, Kester. Yeah, lovely weather you guys got up the road. Lovely, lovely weather. It looks nice from here. I mean, where I'm sitting from, it looks really nice. It's nice and everything blanketed in white. It looks like something out of a storybook, like a picture, like a postcard. I've been getting videos all morning, and it's snowing everywhere, I guess, where they're supposed to have snow. Lovely weather you guys got up there. It's what? Let me check the weather on my end. It's important to let people know what the weather is, you know? Let me see how much degrees we're working with this morning. Oh, it's 84 degrees. Oh, wow. It's 84 degrees right now. Um, Windy. Yeah, it's really windy, especially at nights. Yeah, so it's 84 degrees. Beautiful weather. Not complaining at all. Boy. Jacqueline, you have Grenadian passport, you have American passport, you can do what you want. Maria Calise, good morning. What's it like in Toronto? Is it also snowing up there? Christelle, good morning. Where were you? You talking about your back? You realize you. Good morning, Karina. I realize you were missing. Shauna loves the snow, so she's not complaining at all. So that's lovely weather for send help. Kissy morning. Anyways, all your fight up. Most we can do is try to send some warmth your way. We'll do our best, soak up and what have you. Listen, talking about soca, y'all, I long for the day when we can get it right, when we can be so disciplined. I was looking at a piece, I think it was CNC3. Somebody carried a story of how much it costs to play mass in Trinidad, right? And they interviewed a couple people, and a lady said it literally cost her like $16,000 to play mass, from the tickets to the costume. Her costume, which ran into about, her costume was about 8,000 because she did frontline or what have you. Then to do her makeup, get her body sprayed and what have you, plus hair was like another 2,500, plus accommodation another 5,000. And now I understand why people see the need to be on the road early to get their money's worth, like literally get every cent, drink every drink, eat every food, and just have a time for that amount of money. But you have to be made of, it takes a special I saw some, I was it Chris, I saw a post up about, you have to have the mental fortitude to experience a Trinidad carnival. I did it twice, and I vowed never me again. Unless you're going to let's play, and even the day of playing mass itself is like a whole another story, because the route, it's long, you're starting earlier, and it's paced from since your band leaves to the last stop. But it is expensive, one, and two, these people have a fete for every hour on the clock, like pre-dawn fete, breakfast fete, pre-breakfast fete, brunch fete, lunchtime fete, dinner fete, supper fete, wake up and fete. It's just like, I don't know how they do it. Listen, if you've been to Trinidad Carnival, you could do any carnival. It is like the fittest of the fittest shall survive. It's like just constant, like going, going, going. There is hardly even time to rest, like to just take a breather. It's just constant, like on the go. But getting back to the story of on time, oh Lord, I swear I have this conversation every year. But I pray to the carnival gods or whoever it is that will shine on us to get us to a place where we may not make it for 7, but at least by 11. When yesterday I'm looking, as a matter of fact, that is what the let me see if I can turn this. This is what's going on in studio right now. You guys see? That's what I'm looking at right now. Carnival in the live stream in Trinidad right now. That's what I'm looking at. So, boy, if we only get, sounds like a really good workout, right, Ricky? And and then they interviewed another person and they said, "Oh, I forgot the carnival boot camps, right? Like um, the workout classes that they have prior leading up to carnival, so you can whip your body into shape, like the carnival boot camp, where they whip you into shape, get your body right for the road." So to her that was another 2,500 plus fets. We have not even factored in the fets as yet, and a lot of these feds, they're all inclusive, so they cost a lot of money. So it's like fittest of the fittest. I did it twice, and I swear I almost died. I'm telling you, I almost, at one point I couldn't feel my feet. My feet went numb, like you just wanted to collapse somewhere, and whatever happens to you happens to you. Let the good Lord take you. um Let the good Lord take you whenever he's ready, because at that point you're ready to give up. It is just fat boat ride, this fat, that fat. Listen, but yeah, getting back to the on time start. I saw people saying they got their makeup done since like 11 p.m. last night, 12. 1 a.m., 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m., lined up to get their makeup and stuff done. And they're on the road. Every year we try, but for some reason, and I think it requires proper planning and discipline, plus the marshals doing their job. Because when they leave, they leave. No band waiting for masqueraders. They already got your money. So whether you show up, you ain't show up, that is your business. They already got your money. So when it's time to leave, they leave. I remember that year we literally had to use a map to see where the band we were with, what point it was at to join. Because they ain't waiting on you. You could listen. They're not waiting on you. They had to take taxi, take shortcut, take all sort of things to catch up. They're not waiting on you. And that is what some of the bands here do. We wait for masqueraders to show up because you want to look like, everybody, you want to have a nice big band, and, you want to look good on the road. You want to see the beauty of the band on the road. So you wait. But I think once you get into the habit and masqueraders understand that nobody's waiting for you, they're going to be there on time. But if we sit and wait every year and with no proper planning and people to say, hey, it's time for you to leave, we're leaving at 11, we're leaving at 11. But y'all want to play jab from since 5 o'clock in the morning and give y'all a chance, you'll be playing jab in town all day if nobody and shut things down and run you off the streets. And the same set of people who are playing mass, they're also playing jab. You can't do both. You can't do all of it. You have to at some point say, okay, I'm going to do maybe an hour or two of jab, or I don't do jab at all and focus on what I'm paying money for. I'll get it together. But you just can't get it. You just will not. Remy Stone, big of yourself. What bus you on? Big of yourself, all right? Yeah. So y'all want to have Juve Monday and Tuesday and just play jab for the whole day. I really wish our Carnival Spice Mass Corporation would, together with the mass bands, would really, really get serious about it. There's different aspects to Carnival. Jab isn't it alone. There are different parts of it. It's a fancy mass. And y'all can play jab all day. Otherwise, well, you could, depending on where you are. In some of the areas that probably don't have masqueraders, like the outer parishes, you probably could play jab for the whole day. But I'm talking about like Grenville, town, of course, all the bands are centered here. Then you're going to have to get off the street at some point. And we're going to have to leave at some point. 4 p.m., those folks were having dinner or lunch or whatever it is yesterday. 4 p.m., we're just leaving. And by the time we reach on Port Highway, darkness. You spend all that money. People leave their homes, come to see the mass, and all they're getting is a glimpse or probably see what the costume look like on social media when you post pictures. They can't even see it because the majority gets to Port Highway where most of the folks will be. From along the Kirani James, you probably start seeing folks from, let's say, from Port Louis. You're going to start seeing people from there and make your way up to Port Highway. And that's where the majority of the people are, like around the roundabout, Kirani James Boulevard onto Port Highway. And by the time you get there, it's like darkness. All the sun is gone. And then you have to not hurry because you want to play Monday Night Mass. We have to do better with the time. We've been preaching and talking about this for like years, Jackie asked me one time, you passed you going mass last year? Because last year we had problems and I was ready, but we had a truck problem. So I stood there waiting to get the call that the problem has been sorted out, because I didn't want to waste my time and come down and the problem wasn't sorted and we wouldn't be on the road. So that's why you see me last year, Jackie. But they ain't had to wait on me. The band could move. They ain't have to wait on me. That's my point. We don't have to wait. Once you have marshals in place, we're leaving. Let's say 7 might be a stretch. So let's say about 11 max. Like 10, 11. Yeah, let's play with 10, 11. We should at least see some movement by that time. But no, you don't see that. Once the band leaves, you will have to find them, track your band. And it's not that hard to find because it's not like Trinidad where you have this long, 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 long. It's like literally right there. So once you see yours, you know, once you see a band, you know to just start looking for yours. But we have to, we seriously, I really pray that after such a wonderful independence and everything is off to a beautiful start, on time start with the some of the events. I hope that can spill over into Spice Mass where we see the same thing, especially for Parade of the Bands and what have you. 10-11 is a good time. 10-11 is a good time. I think we can work with 10-11. But all I'm saying is you have to have discipline. And the people who spend their money in Trinidad, they're not about to let $1 go to waste. And listen, I'm looking at some of these pictures. Your confidence had a real high to play bass in Trinidad, eh? In line. I'm looking because these women, they look good. Men as well as women. These are people who live in the gym, make sure they have their carnival bodies right. But I mean, you're gonna see some others who couldn't care less. Whatever you get, whatever the road gets, you're gonna have to take. But for those who take this thing seriously, like Meeks and those women, listen, you've been sitting there feeling sorry for yourself if your confidence isn't high. You have to have real self confidence to be, because I'm telling you, all kinds of bodies, all types of bodies, men as well as women. I'm seeing some men and it's like they're chiseled, like you took a chisel and you carved them out. They have like 10 packs on their stomach. Like somebody literally sat there and carved out their stomach. You can count them from the chest come all the way down, like 5 on each side, 6 on each side, like 12. And these are people who take their workouts and their stuff seriously. So boy, you had to have real confidence. I ain't lying. You had to have confidence. But it doesn't matter. People are gonna enjoy themselves either way. People spend their monies and they're gonna enjoy it. Oh wow, look at that costume. Whoa. Wow. Nah, these costumes are to die for. Spray painting your abs this year? Listen, something's gotta give. Something's gotta give. Anyways, I just wanted to talk about that for a few. Oh, I have to send this to somebody. Let me just do that. So we have a little situation of sorts. We have enough time. Yeah, good. We have a little situation. Imagine Carriacou doing better than us. I saw them people out on the road early yesterday in Carriacou. So even Carriacou doing better than us, that here making Mawet with himself and can't get it right. Imagine for somewhere as big as Trinidad with so many bands, huge bands, and they could get the logistics right, and we're like a cough and a sneeze. And every year we seem to be struggling with logistics to get the parade right, to get the timing right. Because a lot is packed into one day. Monday we have the Juve, then we have the parade of the bands, then we have Monday night mass. A lot is packed into those days. So we have to have this thing down pat um in terms of logistics. We can't just continue every year to just wing it and try to where is it? Yeah, we can't just wing it every year. We have to. And if we need outside help to get it right, then we probably need to source outside help to understand how it needs to be done. Otherwise, we'll be spinning top in mud every single year, regardless of who's in charge, who's not in charge. We need to get it right. We seriously need to get it right. So I want to shout out the folks in Carriacou, guys in your Shakespeare Mass, keeping traditions alive, culture alive. And those of you who went up there, and I saw again a number of complaints about DJs and lack of Somebody said drift, TJ drift dancehall song getting a romantic character. So everywhere you turn, they hear in drift, and the DJs are 95% other music and 5% kayak music. We have that problem here as well. So it's not unique to Carriacou only. We have that problem as well. So I guess again, DJs don't do their homework. They don't do what they're supposed to do. So we'll have to find a way to figure it out. Lady, you're on the air and you're knocking the god. You're gonna have to wait. All right, hold on. So as I was saying, we have to get it right. At some point, we're gonna end up, doing the same thing every year and expecting different results. Yeah, just give me a sec. I thought I heard the fire alarm, only to realize that the buzzer is stuck. Because I was like, normally they'll do what do you call this thing? By fire drills. So I keep hearing this sound, so I thought it was the fire alarm. So I went out to look, but it's the buzzer that got stuck. No, seriously, because I kept hearing it in my headphone, but it's not. Normally the NIS will do fire drills to alert, make sure that everything people know what they're supposed to do, like leave the building in case there's an emergency. But it wasn't the fire alarm I was hearing. It was the thingy. So that's that for carnival. So this person say they have a dead bedroom. His partner and I are in a dead bedroom, and his girlfriend is hinting at expecting a proposal, and he doesn't know what to do. Why people can't just be straight up and just say how they feel? Because he says they've been together for about 5 years, and they started off having a healthy relationship, including a sex life, and he says that sort of changed around the 2 year mark when a little bit of pretty much vanished following some physical and mental health issues. And according to him, that was understandable, and both of them assumed it'd be a temporary situation. But 3 years later, they're still not having any sort of regular sex life. And he says, before I get to that point, I've considered leaving her. We fought and cried about this, and it has most certainly seeped into the rest of our relationship. Up to this point, I've not been able to leave. Despite this, she knows this is a thing that hangs over us and needs to be resolved. So at that point, he says, they're at the point where the partner has started hinting at the fact that she's expecting a proposal. He says, I can understand why, but it's rattled me more than I expected. I can't help but to think that if I did propose to her, I'd be digging myself deeper into a currently broken relationship. I don't want that. I feel that bringing this up would result in more fights and her anxiety spiking, which will destroy any progress we've been able to make. Does anyone know how to deal with a situation like this? Well, we don't know because you wouldn't know how to deal with something unless you've been in it. But we can probably give a little or little 2 cents halfpenny. We're not trained, we're not licensed, we're not therapists, we're not psychologists, nothing of the sort. But I guess life experiences, and our own personal experiences, we can share some light on what you're feeling and what's going on. But at the end of the day, I've learned this, right? As much as you want the best for somebody, you can't make yourself miserable in the process. And at this point, she needs a help that you can't provide, which is therapy from a trained, licensed therapist. And as much as you love somebody, you also have to love yourself and want the best for yourself. And there's a lot of people who stay in situations and relationships or whatever for the sake of that person, whether it's their mental health or a sense of guilt or obligation or responsibility for that person. So, at the end of the day, which is night, as much as you love and care for a person, everybody is responsible for themselves. And if she's aware of her issues, which are both physical and mental, and understanding that, hey, you're there for her, you've been riding the storm with her, the onus is also on her to get the necessary help and get it done properly. Yeah? Because you there, listening to you, it seems as though you're there out of a sense of obligation and responsibility, but not because you feel the same way about that person. And that is understandable regarding, everything that's transpired. Human beings are fickle. You can love, love, love today, and then next week you'll be like, you can't stand this person. You literally dislike this person. Imagine going from I love you, I love you, I love you every day to now you can't even stand the sight of somebody you swap spit with, you've been intimate with, who know you, you've been out with, and it's crazy, right? Have you guys ever thought about that? Like how you went from loving somebody to death till we part, Bonnie and Clyde, and we reach a point where you just, for whatever happened and there's a breakup, you just can't stand the person. Like everything they do annoys you. You see them and they irritate you. They might post something and it irritates you. How do we do that? Like how do we get from I love you to I hate you? But anyway, getting back to the point, to propose to somebody with your current situation, no bueno. That is not making any sense. And I am glad that you understand that and you're not gonna be, pressured or guilt tripped into making a proposal, and understanding that all the issues you guys are having. I mean, expecting a proposal is kind of wild to me. Y'all sex life is literally dead. And while some may say sex isn't all, it is an important part. It's an intimate part of your relationship that brings you closer. So everything is important. Every piece have their part to play in your relationship. And there are some things that are more important to some than to others. So expecting a relation and a proposal right now is very, very wild to me. And it's not about thinking. It is obvious that if you were to propose, you'll be digging yourself deeper into a currently broken relationship. And if you understand that it's broken, then you're gonna have to grab the bull by the horn. I'm sure she has other family members, other friends, and what have you. You can still be there to help her through this rough patch. But we can't, you can't make, what's the saying? You can't wring blood out of stone or something like that. If something is dead, it's gone. It's unalive. You can't bring it back to life when so much has happened that caused, the breakdown. Am I making sense, or am I? But the bottom line is, what I think I'm trying to say is, you have to do at the end of the day what you think is best for you. No matter how much advice we give, you're the one in the situation. You're gonna have to do what is best for you. And it's obvious that the lady has a lot going on, like you said, mentally and physically. And unless she is sorted out, there's no going up, down, back, front, side, nothing. And you're going to feel responsible and at the same time sacrifice your happiness in the process. Because, like you said, you feel that bringing this up, like how you feel, would result in more fights and anxiety spiking. And it's not fair to like be in a situation like that where you are now responsible and you have to literally walk on eggshells around a person out of fear of triggering them. That is no way to live. It might sound cold, it might sound harsh, but at some point, you also have to consider yourself, your feelings, and what you want. Because at this point, you all are basically doing what she wants, what makes her feel good, and you're walking around, you know, literally afraid to speak up because you fear, you know, her anxiety spiking and more fights and what have you. But what about your peace of mind? What about your happiness? It matters, right? So you just can't sit back and say, well, I don't think it's, I can't help to think that if I did propose to her, I'd be digging myself deeper into a currently broken relationship. So you understand that it's broken. Does she understand that? Because with her expecting a proposal, it doesn't seem as though you guys are on the same page. You're up the road and she's down the road. Y'all are not up the road together. Because she's here expecting a proposal, and you there thinking that if you propose to her, you'll be digging yourself deeper into a currently broken relationship, and you don't want that. You guys are not on the same page. And over 5 years, and at that point where you should be like planning future and how many children or how many little dogs you want, how you do you have any, a little farm, a little kitchen garden, do you want, that's the way you should be. And after 5 years you're not even close to that, then you guys seriously need to have a conversation. And if it's one you can't do by yourself, um then you need to either get a therapist involved and have a conversation with, a relationship counselor or something of the sort, so you'll be comfortable having the conversation with her instead of one on one. If you fear it might, spike her anxiety and stuff like that. It's good that you at least consider her feelings, but you also have to think about your personal feelings. Jackie talking about the rain talk for you now? No, I'm not. I mean, hey, they say if the shoes fit, loose that ish up and wear it. But I'm just saying, a lot of the times when we are in relationships, we put the well being and the happiness of another person above us, above our own all the time. And that is how we end up in problems, holding the issue end of the stick, because we always put other people's feelings and well-being above ours, and it has to be balanced. You also have to be, happiness is just not for one person. So it's something that it's worth considering, going to therapy with her and seeing how much you can get her healed and get her mental health back on track before you venture down any proposal road. Don't do it because you think that's what she wants, or you feel a sense of responsibility. If you know in your heart that that's not what you want, all I can say to you is don't do it. Not saying to just leave her hanging or leave her to find her way on her own. You can still offer support, moral support, and what have you. And then when you convinced she's okay, then you're gonna have to express how you truly feel, which is you're in a broken relationship and you don't see going further. Yeah, so Lisa says bring in the professionals. As you rightfully said, a proposal will dig deeper into an unhappy, unhealthy relationship. You're unable to do it alone, so you got to get some professional assistance. If you says you're not a mental health professional, stop attempting to be one. Take some time apart and let the lady do the work she needs to do to improve the situation. Or hardest decisions are usually the best choice. And that's it. All right. So thanks again, everybody, for sitting in. Thank you so much for checking into the room. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Jackie already gave you your advice in case you forgot. If you need a refresher, let me know. But I gave you your advice already. If you want to sit on there and let's say you have cocoa in sun and you're not looking for rain, that's your business. But I already spoke to you. I thank you. Bye. Have a great Tuesday, everybody. Safe carnival. Final day, last lap, Carnival Tuesday. Carriacou and Trinidad. Carrington, you're late. Goodbye. Thanks so much, Ricky. And thanks so much, everyone, for checking in today. Thank you so much to our friends at Beacon Insurance for making this possible. I'll see you guys tomorrow.